Hey everyone, Mike Zuber here, and I have a very exciting show for you today. I have someone who is a pioneer in real estate, actually had me on his podcast recording just yesterday. I'm like, you know what, this guy's a lot of fun. I have to get him on mine. So let's welcome Don Sade to the show. How you doing this morning, Don?
I'm doing just fine. I'm feeling very energetic. I'm trying to be positive every day. And recently, I realized how important it is for you to be positive at all times if you want to be successful. So that's the things that I'm learning, throughout my journey.
There you go. Well, again, I thought yesterday was so much fun, and I'm really glad we were able to juggle your schedule today to get this recording done. So I appreciate you being flexible. Why don't you introduce the audience to who you are, where you are in the country, and what you and your business is doing in this real estate investing world?
Okay, so my name is Don, and I have a business partner. His name is Eden, and he's my brother. And we are immigrants. So we came from. I mean, I'm sure you can hear the accent. It's pretty noticeable. We came from Israel, and so we came here. I think it was February of 2013 is when we first got into the United States, and we came here on the same plane. And so our dream was to become successful. And I feel like sometimes people don't really appreciate how great this country truly is, and how great the opportunity is, here for people when they want to become successful. If you compare it with other countries, and it's not like you can't be successful in Israel. It's definitely possible. It's just way harder, And we can talk about that if you'd like. But yeah, we came here back in the beginning of 2013, and we had a dream to become very successful, to do real estate, to invest in real estate in the American market. And we did not know anything. Like, we didn't even know what an LLC is. So we just had to learn everything, step by step. But we were very ambitious, and we were frugal. So, right now I think I allow myself, to have a little bit more fun, and enjoy kind of the success I had in business. So I travel a lot, and I take care of myself, and I do stuff for myself more than I used to. But at the beginning of my journey, we were very frugal. We didn't really do much. So everything we did was just invest back in the business. So we started our career in the retail business, actually. And we had a few kiosks, and we were doing retail. We were ordering products from different countries, and we would sell them here in retail. And we managed to save some money. And we thought you needed money to get into real estate. So that was the purpose. I mean, if I knew that you don't, then maybe I would have spent a little bit more money on myself in the beginning of my journey, but I did not. We just got into real estate. We wanted to invest, and we thought the best market to do it would be the Miami Fort Lauderdale market, because we got into residential. Everything was kind of recovering from the crisis back in '08. And so when we got here, it was 2015, end of 2015, beginning of 2016. So you could still find very good deals in this market. And we were very intrigued by real estate wholesale, especially in residential. So we heard that you could make money out of thin air if you could find somebody to sell you a property for a good price. Then you could assign the contract to a different investor, and then you could make money from the assignment fee. And we had the conception that the assignment fee is $5,000 to $10,000, but we didn't know it could be a lot more. So yeah, and we found out that it could be a lot more just by getting our first deal. So we had this property under contract. I think we had it for 64. Our first wholesale deal, we had it for 64,000, and we wholesaled it for 121.
Wow.
So yeah, and then we were like, wait, hold up, just a minute. We just made a little bit less than $60,000 in just 3 weeks work. So it was phenomenal. And then we started doing that, and we got pretty good at this. And then we started buying our own deals and flipping properties, and then we started hearing about commercial real estate. And so now we're on the way of buying some more commercial properties and multifamilies and storage units and stuff like that.
Wow, there's so much there. I don't know if you could tell, but I'm taking lots of notes because I want to go back and scratch a couple of things that you've highlighted just to make sure we can all feel what you are going through. So your brother and yourself are on the plane coming from Israel. It sounds like you came here with the vision, certainly came here with the vision of a better life, right? You were gonna create a business and you were gonna go for it. What I want to make sure I'm hearing is when you're on that plane, that 12-hour journey or whatever it was, were you and your brother already lined up and saying, you know what, we're going to be successful real estate investors, or did you land here and kind of figure it out?
Well, it's really difficult to recall, but I know that we decided we're not coming back before we are very wealthy. So that was the mindset.
Okay.
The mindset was, you see, because a lot of people try their luck in the United States. So they go and then, they go back.
Yeah.
So there's a saying in Hebrew, with their tail, between their legs, like, because they're, like scared of the experience that they went through.
Yeah.
So for us, it was like, we're not going to end this way. We're going to make it no matter what. So we're going to do whatever it takes. And that was the mindset. So the good thing about having my brother here was that you could have somebody that you totally trust, right? Because your brother, your own, flesh and blood, is not going to backstab you. So we had each other, and it was difficult at the beginning. It was difficult to make money. It was difficult to get by. The language, you see, my English was not that good as it is right now. And so I've improved a lot in my English, in the process. And so we had the mindset of becoming successful. So I don't know exactly if it was real estate, but when we were on the plane, but I know it quickly developed into that, because we wanted to make, like, the conception of real estate. I was a salesperson.
Yep.
So at a certain point, I was thinking, if I'm already selling things, might as well sell the biggest things, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm going to have the biggest pieces of whatever it is that I'm selling. And then I thought, well, houses, right? Or buildings.
Yeah.
So that's how it kind of struck.
Very, very cool. The next thing I circled that I wanted to make sure we gave the appropriate emphasis to, and Gary Vee talks about this a bunch, is I think he calls it the immigrant mentality. And I don't want to speak out of kind because I was born here. Right. So I admittedly don't have that. But there is something that I know in the immigrants that I work with, in my wife's one, right? She came here when she was in her 20s. There's just a different mindset, right? You come here with a plan, a vision, you're willing to be frugal and save, right? Do you think one of the keys to your success is that immigrant mentality, the one that Gary Vee sort of talks about?
Definitely. He knows what he's talking about. I'm actually following him on Instagram. Because, and I'll tell you why. I thought about it a lot. I've given it a lot of thought. So here's the thing. When you're an immigrant, then think about all the things that you've left, right? You've left your family, right? In my case, I have 2 siblings at home, my mother, my father, and we were like a very, happy family. Like we were always together and doing stuff together. So we left them. And I have a big family. Like my father has 9 sisters and brothers. So think about how many cousins I got, right? Some of them I never met. But so you leave all that. So that's one thing. And then you leave your friends, people you grew up with. And when you grow up with people in high school, you're not going to make the same friends again, right? When you're an adult, because you're not as naive when you're a child, right? So there's that. And so when you leave so many people behind, then your mindset is changing. You're thinking, well, if I've left all that, then I must be successful. It must be for a reason, right? So that's one thing. Now, the other thing that I think has a bigger impact is definitely distractions, right? So if somebody in the United States would ask me what they need to do to become successful, I would tell them just go out of your comfort zone. So if you live in New York, then move to California, or just go away, right? Just don't talk to people. I know it sounds harsh, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
Don't get distracted, right? Invest your time in reading, in listening to podcasts, and now there's like audiobooks. So you can. What is a book? When you think about it, a book. A book is the life study, right, of a very smart man, and you have that for $10, right? So put your time there. That's what I'm saying. So I think one of the things, it's a great question what you asked me, because I've been thinking about this a lot. Why did I become successful? And one of the reasons, definitely beyond all doubts, is the fact that I had no distractions whatsoever. It was money, work, money, work, money, work, right?
Yeah.
And then you don't have friends that you'd spend the money with, so you'd save it. Mm-hmm. And that's how it got this way.
That's awesome. The other thing that I circled that I want to make sure I touch on is we've had husband and wife teams on this show before. I can't recall having brothers on. It's possible, but let's talk about and give it its due, discussion. Partnering with your brother, right? Is he younger, older, twins? What's the story?
So he's 1 year older. One year and a half.
So you're the baby brother. You're partnered with your older brother. How is that? Obviously, you trust him. We already talked about that. But I mean, having someone is right by your side has to be reassuring. And I'm wondering if you complement each other. Clearly, you've already said you're the salesperson. Like, is he the operations guy, or how does that really work?
Man, you're really good at this. I got to give you that. You're really good at this. It's a great question, because you see, me and my brother, we always talk about the fact that we complete each other so well, right? So we're so different. He's more analytical, and he's not as emotional as I am, right? So I'm connecting more with people, I would say. And then he's better at the computer, right? So we really complete each other, and we're so different. Like, there are not a whole lot of things that we both like, right? Not a whole lot of things. So I like different things, like, and he likes different things. So we complete each other so well, right? That we truly create a mastermind. I don't know if you know what, if you read Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill.
Not yet.
Yeah, it's a great book. I always recommend that. I also gave that recommendation in my podcast. So that book is a great book, and he talks about, Napoleon Hill is one of the people that I admire, and he talks about a mastermind. And a mastermind is something you can accomplish when you're working with somebody, and there's harmony, right, between the two of you, or the three of you. So me and my brother, as much as we have a lot of conflicts, and we compete each other, we're brothers. So definitely we compete each other. If I see that my brother is doing very well, then I'm like, hey, wait, hold up, I gotta catch up. And it's vice versa, right? Sure. It's the way around. So definitely that, I think it contributed a lot to our success, the fact that we complete each other and we're brothers. But it's not easy to work with your brother. It's like working with your wife or your husband.
Yes. Yeah. I get you. That's a lot of fun. And this learning where you started, your backstory has been so much fun. Also like to talk about that first deal. So if I got it right, you locked it up for 64, and then you did a $57,000 assignment fee and exited at 121. So why don't we talk about how you found this? I'm guessing it was a house, but maybe not. Found this. Tell us about how you found a $64,000 gym in Miami or Fort Lauderdale.
Okay, so when we first got here, we had the mindset that we have to have a website. So my father in Israel, he had a nursery, and me and my brother, we were the ones more. There's more credit to my brother over there because I was younger when that happened. But we were the ones to establish his website. So I wrote all the content, and my brother was like, he was good in computers, so he did that. And so when we got to South Florida, we thought the first thing to do is to create our own website and have a face to our business, right? And so we call that website Bigger Equity. And now that website is nationwide, and we get leads all over the country. And some of these leads we actually sell to different investors all over the country. And we have a few other websites that we've developed during the time. But back in the day, we started with this website, and then in the hopes of getting SEO leads. And so I think, I'm not really sure how we got that lead, because that was a few years ago, but I'm pretty sure that was from that website.
Okay.
He left his information over there, and then my brother called him, set up a meeting, and then we went there, had him on the contract, we had him sign, and then we did not understand really how good of a deal that was, but it was. And then we were like, that was one of the aha moments. Okay, we can make a lot of money in real estate.
All right. So you put that first $57,000 away. You realize that this stuff really works. Where does your business take off from there? Because now you not only have belief and passion, but you have proof. So where does it go from there?
Wow, that was the that moment it's just like a roller coaster. So when you go up, right, and you go up and you go up, and then there's the boom, right, where you fall. So that was that moment when we got that first deal. It's like everything exploded, like one after another. So, for example, to get that one deal took us 1 year. Right? It took 1 year to get that first deal, because we started our own website, and we were not experienced on the MLS, and so we didn't really know what to do. We didn't know the difference between on market, off market, and so it took about a year to understand what we're doing. And so once we got that first deal, then I think a month after, we were already working on our third or fourth deal.
Wow.
So it was like bam, 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 bam. It's like everything exploded, It's like the dip. You have to go through the dip to get there. So that's what happened with us. Yeah.
That's awesome. All right. So how long did it take before you go, this is something real, you want to double down, add employees, things of that nature? It sounds like in the beginning it was just you and your brother, but now I know you have employees and staff. And where was that kind of, when you looked in the mirror and said, we can't, or maybe we shouldn't do this all ourselves, we can do more by having more. When did that kind of happen?
Well, it happened when we realized that, our time is worth more than anything. So you see, time is the one resource that you could never ever replenish.
Yep.
Because you're out of it. It doesn't matter how much money you have, you can never buy more. So we got that understanding when we were doing great money, but we still had to give our time in order to make that money. So even if you give, let's say, a few weeks and you make $50,000, it's nice. Some people don't make $50,000 in a year, but you still have to give up your time, right? So it's not scalable. So the point was, and then we also got a lot of leads, right? Because we were growing in leads, we're doing more marketing, and we got exclusive with some of the providers. So then we just decided that we gotta have people doing that for us and working for us. So yeah, and I can see my acquisition manager right there. Hey, Nissan, come on over. Let me show you my acquisition manager.
Sure,
so,
absolutely, let's do it.
Hello.
Hey, how are you? Welcome to the show.
Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing very well. You closed anything yet today?
Almost. It's actually in process.
Awesome.
It will close.
We're just thinking about the strategy together, that deal in Miami. So you got to have good people on your side. So this is Nissan. He's my acquisition manager. Thank you. So
Thanks, man.
I can always see him, like he's right there. There's a window, and I can see what he's doing, and I could hear what he's talking about, and I could always guide him through and tell him, hey, listen, you could do this better, you could do that better. And so I can see how he's growing, with every deal that he's going to. He's learning more and more and more. Yeah. So essentially, for instance, I had to take a break, because I was working so hard for so many years, so I had to take a break. And so I went to California. I like to skate. It's my hobby. So I went to California to skate, and then Nissan was here. And his name is Nissan, but we always say that he's more like Mercedes on the quality.
I like that.
So he was here, and he took care of all the leads that were coming in, and so that enabled me to regenerate my energy and recuperate. And then I got back with so much energy. And while I was on vacation, I managed to make money because my acquisition manager was closing on deals.
Yeah.
So that's when you understand it, that time you can't replace it with anything.
Yeah.
And you got to have fun as you're making money, right? And you got to be able to enjoy life as you're making money. You can't become a slave of your own business, because then what's the point?
Yeah, totally agree.
Right?
Yeah,
that's when we realize.
Cool. That's awesome. So as you sit here today, you don't have to give exact numbers, but how many employees are we talking? Half a dozen? I mean, how big is the team that you and your brother have built?
It depends what you consider as an employee. So,
good question.
Yeah. So there's an acquisition manager, a disposition manager. There's another administrative assistant, but she's so much more than that. She's doing so many good things for us. So she's the one who's talking to you when you and vice versa. So so we have a crew that we're establishing in Orlando. And so there's going to be 2 people over there, but it's more of a partner, like on a partnership basis. Like they're going to use our name. So we're starting to branch out into different markets. And so we're also making deals in Dallas, in Texas. There's a person that works with us, right? That he's getting some of our leads. Because like I said, we're getting leads everywhere.
Yeah.
So now we're trying to, find the spots where we could put the right people and make money in different markets. So that's what we're trying to do right now. But it's not a major operation. You know, I don't want to have. I had a major operation when I started in retail. I had a major operation with a lot of people that work for me, and it's a lot of headache. It's a lot of running. A lot of people is it comes with great responsibility. So I prefer to keep it on the low key.
Yeah.
But every person is picked carefully.
Yeah, and that's the way I think it should be. I think there's too many people out there today talking about building big organizations, and they're seemingly impressed with, I have 30 employees. I'm like, well, that's a lot of overhead. And, this market has taught me, because I've been doing it for 15 years, you have to be nimble. And, letting go of people and firing people is that eats you alive if you do that too often. So I think being small is the right idea. So now as we transition in your business to commercial and apartments and these other things, is it more of the same, just bigger numbers, or have you seen any differences in the commercial space versus kind of residential?
Yeah, I've definitely seen differences. So I'll be honest with you. I don't mind talking numbers. I got nothing to hide.
Okay.
And I think it's great to talk numbers, because if you're successful and you're doing well, then you could inspire others to do well as well.
All right.
So why not?
Let's do it.
And so, yeah, to be honest, I've never met a real estate wholesaler in residential that makes the kind of assignments, so the gaps that we make. So like even my title agent tells me the same thing all the time. He's like, nobody here makes these gaps. So we're not focusing on making 10 deals a month. We're focusing on making 3, 4, 5 big deals, right? So, and the South Florida market is perfect for that. And that's why it's a little bit saturated. And so you got to be a big player to kind of feel, the big assignments here. So it's very difficult for me to move from residential to commercial, if you compare it with other people, other investors, because other investors, they operate in different markets and they don't get to have the same kind of profits that I make here in residential. Because you got to understand, a house here is just on the right spot. It's not too expensive. It's not too cheap. So the average house is $250,000, right? And you could always find somebody to give you that house for $125,000, half the price. You could find somebody if they inherited this property here, or if the property is really, it's beat up, right? So you could find somebody to give you that, for $125,000. And you know how many investors are out there that has $175,000 that they could pay you, and it's not really a lot, right? It's not a lot for a house. Whereas if you buy a house in California, you're talking like in the millions, right? So that's the sweet spot. And that's why for me, it's very difficult to move from residential to commercial, because my assignments are pretty big in residential. And because not only that, think about it this way. I get leads in residential and I can do whatever I want with the deal. I can wholesale it. I can flip it. And I flip a lot of homes, like a lot. Right now I'm flipping 3 homes simultaneously because the deal is just too good to sell to anybody else. It's just an easy repair, right? Why not? And I got the money, so why not? So there's that. And then you could also hold these properties, right? And think about how terrific it is to hold the property that you got for 50 cents on the dollar, right? It's amazing because you can hold it, you fix it up for 20,000, you put a tenant there, and then when you sell it, you don't even pay short-term capital gains, right? And so you can 1031 exchange it, and that's amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, it's very difficult to make the move, but now there's the but.
Yeah.
On the same, there's the law of compensation. For every good thing, there's a bad thing, right? So, for instance, today I'm dealing with 2 evictions, right, in 2 of my homes that I hold. And who's got energy for that? Who's got time for that? And who's got energy for that? And then when you evict somebody from home, then the house is making 0 rent, right? Whereas if you have a multifamily, it's not that big of an impact. And you have to take care of more roofs, more, electricity panels, and so whatever.
Water heaters,
Heaters, exactly. So there's more to take care of. So it's there's like, for me to move into commercial, it's like I can't give up on what I have. It's just too good for me to just stop doing it. So I got to stay in residential as I'm doing it.
Yep.
So we stayed, we found a deal. It's our first deal in commercial real estate. I'll tell you a little bit about it. So we found a deal from one of our leads. It's a house that is it's located in Hollywood, Florida, on Washington Street, and so it's on the market right now. So if anybody wants to buy it, feel free. So we found that house, and it's located right between these 2 multifamilies, right? And so, as we all know, if it's touching it, you could rezone it, right?
Yep.
So when we got the house, then that person wanted to sell. They had to move, and so the full value for that house was $350,000, and we got it for $275,000. Not a really good deal when you're trying to wholesale or flip, but we knew that the land is zoned for multifamily, so you can build 24 units over there right now. It's 1 acre. Yeah. So and then at the beginning, I'll be honest with you, I was like, I don't know if it's a good deal to buy, because you got to buy it, right? And so I went to talk with the city of Hollywood, and then they go like, hey, listen, it's already zoned. It's not updated. It's already zoned. You can build multifamily already, right? So I was like, okay, I got a nice gold piece here that I got from nowhere. And so we bought the house, and then we started talking to people. We went to see a few architects and a few other professionals. And then we realized that this piece of land is worth a lot more than what we thought, because there's no land in South Florida that you could build multifamily on. Yeah. And multifamily is so overheated right now that people just prefer to build it instead of buying, right? They're going to have an A-class. So that's what they prefer. And so we talked with this real estate agent who sold 2 of these properties, same properties in that area. And she was like, whoa, you guys have a killer deal. You could sell that for $750,000. So we're like, what? $750,000? We can make $500,000 like that. So we're like, hold up. We got to think about our steps here. We got to make progress into commercial real estate. Yeah. So, and that's how it started. And we always think big. Yeah. We want to make it big. We don't, as the big man says, if you're already thinking, think big.
There you go.
So
well, that's awesome. So you're sitting on that land right now. You have it listed for $750,000. Is that what's going on? So you're staring at, call it $450,000 in profit. $775,000.
Yeah, like that. Yeah.
Oh, good for you. Good for you. So as we wrap this up, I got to ask you, what's your vision for the future? I mean, do you think out 3, 5, 10 years, or are you just executing now? Do you have visions for the future?
Yeah. Look, I don't want to get too rich. I don't think that's good. I think you gotta enjoy life. Like I said, time is the one resource that you can't replenish. So my vision is to keep growing our portfolio into a level where I would be completely financially free. My family would be completely financially free. People I know would be completely financially free. And I could live my life wherever I want to, whether it's here, whether it's in Israel, whether it's on the Caribbean,
Yeah.
who knows, and just do whatever I want to do, not have that, like, solve the money problem is what I want to do. Because I'm 30. I just turned 30. So I know that I've managed to do things when I'm younger, and I know that it's kind of rare, and I'm very grateful for that. But I don't want to just, get rich and get rich and get rich, and then what's going to happen? I want to do something else. So I want to do something that has nothing to do with money, right? So in 5 years, I see myself probably making enough money from passive income through real estate, obviously, and helping the community, volunteering, doing something for others, something that has nothing to do with making money for myself. That's what I think. That's my dream. Yeah.
That is an awesome dream, and I wish you nothing but success getting there. So as we wrap this up, Don, how can people follow you, be a part of what you're doing, talk about your podcast? Feel free.
Okay, so first of all, you can listen to our podcast, Multifamily Investing with Don and Eden. It's pretty new, but it's from what people have been telling me, they like it. So that's one way. You can also follow us on Instagram. Also, again, it's a pretty new page, Don _and Eden. You could send me an email, don@biggerequity.com. And I try to respond as soon as I can. Feel free to contact me via my Google Voice. I know not a lot of people give their phone number, but I'm always open-minded to talk to people. I know good things always come out of that. So 754-777-8620. And you can visit one of our websites, biggerequity.com. And there's other few, but I think that's going to be good enough. This one for now. Yeah.
Very cool, Don. Thank you very much for your time. Again, fitting me into your very, very busy schedule. I wish you nothing but success on that commercial property. Your 5-year dream of helping people is awesome. And this has been so much fun. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Michael. It's been a lot of fun. Appreciate it.
You got it.